get the eggs, you pop them in the incubator almost like you're cooking them. So easy turtle oven. Whoa, gosh, hold on. That sounded awful. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Jungle Jordan. We are here in Chattanooga at the Tennessee Aquarium. I've never been to Tennessee. I'm excited to go inside. Let's go inside and have some fun. Hi, how's it going?
Hey, how are you?
I'm pretty good. Before you introduce yourself, I just found this randomly outside. Was this something that you needed?
I've never seen that lettuce before in my life.
Okay, so I'll just take this as a snack for myself then?
No, I think actually the tortoises are going to eat it. But,
okay.
But thanks for bringing it in.
I appreciate it. So who are you and what do you do here?
I am Bill Hughes. I am the Herpetology Coordinator here at the Tennessee Aquarium. I take care of a lot of animals, mostly turtles. I work on hatching babies. We'll send them on to other institutions. Some of them are part of SSPs or stud books.
What are SSPs?
Species survival plans, AZA programs that managing certain animal species. And some of these animals are managed that way. We manage them genetically, the zoo population of them.
So there's a lot of, I feel like I'm surrounded by turtles in here right now, but they're all miniature. So this is a nursery.
This is a nursery. Everyone in here is pretty young. I think the oldest one here maybe is 2 years old.
That's it?
That's it.
And that's still considered a baby turtle or tortoise?
Depends how fast they grow.
I see. So. Okay, so what are you showing me today? I saw that we kind of brought the lettuce in. That was a little bit of a joke, but we brought the lettuce in. Are we feeding anything today?
Yeah, I think today we could feed these guys. These are 2 Arizona desert tortoises that came from Arizona Game and Fish. They're non-releasable, so they ended up here. What we're going to do with them is grow them up on exhibit. We've got this kind of elaborate tank for them that they constantly rearrange. And once they get a little bit bigger, this species doesn't get really big. It only gets maybe 10, 12 inches. We're going to move them over to the ambassador animals, and then there'll be an ambassador for their species.
So there's also a little bit of a habitat issue going on out there. Mm-hmm. A lot of human development. Yeah. So they're losing habitat.
Yeah. And so what they do is they say, there's an application process. If you're an Arizona resident, you can apply for a permit, and you can actually have to set up a habitat in your backyard and get it approved, and you can have a permit to have some of these kind of like the displaced ones that can live in your backyard. Awesome. But you can't breed them. But again,
it happens.
Yeah.
Stuff happens.
Stuff happens.
Okay. So I see there's a few different little tubs in here. How many species are in this nursery?
That's a good question, and I don't know. I haven't counted lately. There are 23 enclosures here, mm-hmm. and then there's 14 behind me.
Okay.
But there is a lot of overlap.
So can you tell me a few of the species that are in here?
These are radiated tortoises. Well, here's some of the 4-eyed turtles. So this is the most recent one. And this is one of the slightly older ones. Yeah, I can see this one still has more of an umbilicus, a spot where the umbilical cord was attached.
So that's where they get all their nutrients mm-hmm. while they're in the egg.
Yeah. Down here we have American forest turtles. These hatched into March. Looking pretty fierce.
Definitely has a little bit more spunk. Well, that must be a good, defense mechanism in the wild, yeah?
I think so. I think a lot of baby turtles are cryptic in
mm-hmm.
that they hide. And so if you notice that the substrate in these, there's lots of moss and stuff and leaves. There's a second one hiding here, but I mean, honestly, if you walk past it fast, you wouldn't see it. Maybe one more. Oh, down here. I'm sorry I said I wasn't coming down here.
Yes, it's okay.
We have
as long as you two.
Berets box turtles. There are 2 of them in here. And they're actually pretty brightly colored, but I still have to go looking for them even in this small enclosure.
So this is a nursery, so
mm-hmm.
my assumption is that there are eggs in here.
There are, in fact, eggs in here. They're over here if you want to see them.
Let's take a look.
A few different incubators. Right now, they're all running the same temperature, but because we have different ones, we can incubate at different temperatures depending mm-hmm. on the species. Mm-hmm. So these are Gulf Coast box turtle eggs.
Gulf Coast box, so like Alabama area?
It's one of the bigger subspecies of box turtles, and they're more aquatic.
So when were these laid?
What's the date? May 8th.
May 8th, recently. And about how long does it take for them to hatch after incubation?
Probably about 70, 80 days, maybe.
70 days.
Yeah.
Well, that's nice. So what's this little, what is the stuff around it? Looks
This
like,
is perlite.
like a white sand.
It's just perlite, just to keep the humidity up. It feels dry, but it's damp underneath, so the eggs are not touching anything wet, but the humidity is high.
Oh, well, that's cool. So you basically get the eggs, you pop them in the incubator almost like you're cooking them, like you're baking a cake.
Easy bake oven.
Easy bake oven. So easy turtle oven. Well, gosh, hold on. That sounded awful.
Yeah, that's
no, we are not baking turtles. They're just incubating the eggs.
Yes.
Okay, I probably should just stop. Okay,
Yeah.
let's stop.
Okay. One thing is people love baby turtles. Like I haven't met anyone yet that doesn't like baby turtles. Baby snakes sometimes, no. But baby turtles are always popular. It's a nice exhibit for the public. But it does have a message. A lot of these animals are critically endangered in the wild. A couple of them are possibly functionally extinct in the wild. You can't see these animals. You may not know that they even exist. And some of them are close to not existing. By putting babies on exhibit that are part of assurance colonies that are, safekeeping. So say something happens to the wild population, there's still some of these left. But it's an opportunity to see these. Because of that, they're kind of ambassadors for their species. If you don't know that something exists, you may not care about it. And maybe you know that there's something called an American forest turtle, or there's something called a Barrett's box turtle. But if you don't, this is a chance to see those and go, hey, this is a really cool turtle I've never heard of before. And it's in trouble in the wild, but I can come here and see it. And I think that's important.
That's very important. It's very striking. I've noticed that being here in the Southeast for as short a time as I have, I've noticed a big thing that the Southeast seems like it's pretty biodiverse. It seems like there's a lot of turtles here.
Southeastern U.S. is a hotspot of biodiversity for turtles. It's warm, the geography is correct. You have Florida. Florida brings the species count up because it's subtropical. The other hotspot is Southeast Asia. So, it's again, conditions are good. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of speciation. When you go farther west, in the U.S., there's turtles, not as many.
Yeah, being from the Pacific Northwest, we have a couple turtles, but nowhere near as many as this area. I did also notice, just being here in general, it seems like this aquarium has a lot of turtles.
Historically, we've had a lot of turtles. We have nearly 500 turtles here. Species counts 80 or 85.
Wow. So you probably have one of the largest collections in North America, in a zoological aquarium facility.
At a public institution.
At a public institution.
And by having this nursery, we can increase the diversity of stuff we have on exhibit. Because if this was just one or two big exhibits, we couldn't have this many species on exhibit. So the nursery also gives us a chance to go, hey, there's a lot of diversity right here.
What does this work? What do the reptiles and amphibians mean to you?
I've always been interested in them. My life has taken other paths, but it always comes back to this. So at some point I stopped taking those other paths and just stuck with this. I really like turtles because of their kind of precarious situation that a lot of them are in. I think they need as many champions or spokespeople as possible, or people working with them. That role is showing the public, like, hey, look at this turtle. This is interesting. It's in trouble. And it's good to come to work and go, hey, I hatched a baby turtle. It's hard, it's hard to top that if that's the first thing you find in the morning. I
don't think I've ever just been like, hey, maybe once actually. I did help a little bit with the Western pond turtle. Okay. Filled in for somebody, actually a man named Bill.
At Woodland Park Zoo?
At Woodland Park Zoo.
I know Bill.
Bill McDowell.
Yes.
Yes. So look at that, meeting the Bills. That's awesome. Well, Bill, thank you so much for your time.
Glad you came.
I appreciate you. Take care.
Take care.